All right, let's talk about how to graph your data. So if you go to the Moodle, you will find a Excel spreadsheet. And when you download it, it will open up this template. Now, if you don't have Excel on your computer, that is okay. You can use Virtual Lab or a lab computer to download and use Excel. Once you have this sheet opened, let's walk through what you need to do in order to get the data that you will actually run your statistical analysis with and make your graph. All right, so you downloaded the sheet, you have opened it up, and you see that there are many different tables here. There's actually 4 different tables, right? We're going to start with the first one. Notice one table is for the control, one is for the experimental. And this first table just asks you, how many cysts did you place in each Petri dish? Right? So when you set up your experiment, what was that initial count? So I'm going to type in my values here. I'm going to say I had 52 for plate 1 control, 68 for plate 2 control, and 49 for the third plate. Right? Now I'm going to fill that in for my experimental. I'm going to say 61, 55, and 53. All right, great. The Excel document will come back and use these values in a little bit. Let's move on to the second table, right? And this table here is going to ask for your raw data. Notice it's the number of newly emerged larvae each day, right? Not cumulative, the number of newly emerged. So again, I'm going to input my data here. Now, day 0 is the day that you set it up. It should be 0, right? Because nothing's going to emerge on that first day. All right, day 1. I'm going to start writing in my raw data. So for plate 1, I had 3, then 5 for 2, and 6 for the third one. I'm going to do the same thing for the second day, right? This is the number of new larvae that emerged, not cumulative. And let's see, 18. Same thing for day 3. I had 9 new ones hatched that day at plate 1, 8 in plate 2, and 9 in plate 3. Great. You'll notice that as I did this, we automatically calculated an average and a standard error, which is great, but we are not actually going to use this data, right? We're going to move on and talk about the cumulative data. But first, let's fill out the experimental ones. All right, so I'm going to quickly add in my data here. And I noticed for this experiment, I had a lower hatch rate. Maybe yours was lower, maybe yours was higher. All right, so now all of my raw data is entered for both the control and the experimental. All right, let's go to the third table. And you'll notice that this third table now is automatically filled out for you. Right? So table 3, these are the cumulative values. So this third table has taken the raw data that you entered into the second table and calculated the cumulative number of larvae emerged each day. And again, it gave us an average and a standard error. All right, let's scroll to the fourth table. Now, this is the table that we are going to pay attention to when we analyze our data and when we make a graph. Notice that this fourth table is cumulative percentages. All right, so now we changed everything over to a percentage, and we're talking about the cumulative number of larvae emerged. All right, so day 3 values, we have 46% of the initial cysts that you added in on day 1 have emerged at this point in plate 1. All right, I would go back, just double check your values, make sure you typed everything in correctly. Once you have done that, we are going to move on and we will talk about how to run the stats and how to make a graph.